All right, everyone, welcome back to Sunshine for the Soul. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. We have got super blue moon energies coming August 30th to 31st, and I'm going to touch base and talk to you a little bit about what this super blue moon means to us as a spiritual energetic being. So first, a little background about the moon. You know, I've been trying to implement just some trivia about these changing astral bodies and what it means to us when they're in certain positions. So the blue moon is very rare. The last time we had one was October 31st of 2020. Now think about what it is you were doing October of 2020. Probably not such a great year. So the blue moon happens 3 to 4 times per year, but the super blue moon is very, very rare, and the next one will be May 31st of 2026. So because this is a rare energy, a rare phenomenon in the astrological field, this is big energies for us to utilize, and they peak 24 to 48 hours, when the moon is its biggest and closest to us. So it's considered super because of the positioning it is with the Earth. And NASA says that the moon travels around our planet in an elliptical orbit or an elongated circle, not a perfect circle, with the Earth closer to one side of the eclipse. Each month the moon passes through the point closest to the Earth, which is called the perigee, and the point farthest from the Earth, which is the apogee. When the moon is at or near its closest point to Earth at the same time it's full, it's called a super moon, because during this event the full moon is a little bit closer to us than usual, and it appears especially large and bright in the sky. So closer means more energy. The moon pulls and controls the gravitational force of all the ocean water on our planet. It pulls it back and then lets it go, and that's how we get the tides. So you can imagine if that gets a little closer to us, how the energies will affect us. It is in the sign of Pisces, which is a waterable sign. This is a mutable sign, meaning it can shift from one state to another. So this energy is about moving, shifting, changing. Think of it as haze, like the haze up here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Some mornings I wake up and I can't even see the house across the street. Like no lights, no structure, nothing, because of being so high up in the mountain. The haze sits early in the morning. This haze is mysterious and ominous, but also very beautiful and magical. But even if we can't see clearly for a period of time, the haze will dissipate and the new blue moon brings a breakthrough of some kind. So that's what this is all about. The moon is the divine feminine energy, and it is the energy of the gravitational pull. It reveals things hidden below the surface. It shines light on things and brings clarity. So big opportunities here to manifest from the moment the blue moon rises and for 24 hours after. The manifestation energies between you and the energetic field, the esoteric, are magnified during this time. The moon reveals and brings clarity, although it does require us to do our part. And if you are more interested in knowing exactly how to manifest during a blue moon, like detailed about manifestation, I'm posting another video in regards to that. Go over there and check that out. I've got it popping up, I believe, at the end of this video. I'm not going to get into all the details about manifesting because I'd be here too long, but I want you to know that we're learning that during these big energies, they are meant for us to utilize them. And I just saw 444, and what we're seeing and what we're learning is that because we're a spiritual energetic being, right, we have these opportunities, and the universe has all these things run in cycle with these energies moving around. Specifically, so there are times where we have greater abilities to manifest. So again, if you're interested in that, if you're interested in what I'm going to do for the full moon ritual or what I've already been working on, then check out that video. All right. So the point is about manifesting. The point is about the blue moon and all the energies that are around us, right? It brings clarity. The blue moon reminds us that the yellow brick road laid out in front of us is waiting for us to step onto it. As a spiritual energetic being, we choose the reality we want to create. We choose the path we want to go down. We choose the experience that we want to have. It's waiting for a breakthrough where we can see the truth. The moon reveals things. So the blue moon is a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough of truth. Either something we're doing different, we're stepping onto a path of the unknown, we're overcoming our fears to go into a new direction, and these energies are supporting you with synchronicities and love, and all you really need to do is send up a bat signal. Now, I love this analogy. Donna Stellhorn, YouTuber, she's an astrologer, described this. She said it's an opportunity for you to, turn on the light. In Batman, they have the signal. So when they're in trouble, they shine the bat signal, the wings, into the sky, into the night sky. So she's saying that this is an opportunity to speak your truth. This is an opportunity to use your voice, to consider and proclaim what it is you'd like to voice. What would you like to be heard about? Because the universe, you have the universe's ear during this blue moon. The universe has aligned these energies as a period of time where we can display that bat signal in the sky. We can call in our spirit guides and our team of angels and ask for help and say, I need help right now with this. I just saw 717. So we set our intention. Here's your chance. What do you need to say? What truth would you like to be heard now that the universe is listening? What breakthrough can you have in your life with the light of the super blue moon guiding your path, showing you which path to take? So this reading today, I'm going to draw some cards for each zodiac sign. So guys, if this is wet your whistle and you want more details, check out my video about manifesting during the blue moon. I just gave you a little recap here, and I'm gonna pull a couple cards for each zodiac sign and see what exactly these energies are revealing for you and how you could take advantage of. See you over there. All right, Gemini, let's see what the Shaman Dream Oracle cards have for you. And oddly enough, I had two pop out instead of one. And these are in sequence of a really good shuffled deck. We've got card number 45, Repairing the Veil. That's all about forgiveness. And we've got card number 46, which is Root Girl. This is about disowned self. So we see a sequence. So we see something building, something going from something smaller to larger, kind of like a crescendo. All right, so repairing the veil, as we can see, there's a large boot string repairing a divide. This is a separation. This is two parties that are on opposite sides of the spectrum. And what this is saying is that there needs to be forgiveness. There needs to be like a tying of the corset, lace the string up and pull the two halves together in forgiveness. So that's how we're kind of starting off today. And the Root Girl, I'm going to read that to you. She sits shivering, unclean and naked at the base of the tree of the self. She is unloved, unwanted, and shunned for her deformities. She has no home, but is safe burrowing underground to dwell near the deepest roots of this sacred tree. Who is she to you? Could this urchin be the one part of you that, reintegrated, can lead you to wholeness and your true purpose? This is a part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures, manifesting as guilt and shame. When you project envy onto others, or any other emotion or instinct that you've learned to repress or deem unnatural, that is the homeless child self crying for attention, acceptance, and love. You want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside, all the while refusing to acknowledge this ugly quality as belonging to you. But if you would only look into the Root Girl's eyes and see the beauty and the unmet need, your unmet need, you would realize that this part of you asks for your compassion and understanding. This part of you was born when you were wounded and were conditioned to believe you're not whole, that your expression of self is somehow too much or too little. So this repairing the veil, this is about forgiving ourselves and understanding our woundings and understanding that our life experiences sometimes as a child puts us in a state of guilt and shame where we're afraid to fail, where we're afraid to be a failure, where we're afraid to look different or acknowledge our deformities or our quirkiness or our weirdness. I'm all about let your freak flag fly. I mean, we are how God made us. There's not an ounce of us that we shouldn't love or try to understand, but it starts with forgiving ourselves and forgiving us for what we perceived as past failures that may have caused this divide where now we have a connection either within ourselves or with another party that needs to have some tidiness, needs to have some repairing. Get out the sewing needle and the thread, get out the bootstring, and let's lace this back up and repair this divide. So the super blue moon, this is a breakthrough revealing this for you, Gemini, or someone in your energy. And now you can kind of heal this part of you. If you've kept yourself buried, feeling different, or feeling ashamed, or feeling like you didn't have any value, or people would look at you strangely, this reading is all about healing that self-worth wounding. And if this is about a connection, well, then these two characters can come in and heal this wound and have a stable foundation. But without that self-worth wound healed, that comes from abandonment and rejection. We all have those 3 core wounds. Without that healed, you really don't have a foundation, because all those triggers and all those defense mechanisms are going to come up and make your relationship very challenging. Like they aren't challenging enough, right? So this is kind of about, just a side note, the twin flames are here to usher in the new relationships of acceptance and unconditional love for every aspect of us, our past, our flaws, our upbringing, our experience. It's holding space and unconditional love for someone. It's not shoving their mistakes in their face or rubbing their nose in them in guilt and shame and saying, you're not enough or you did something wrong. And we've all been guilty of that in the past, for sure. This is an opportunity to usher in a new loving way of couples interacting with each other with source and their connection to source, now that they're awakened, now that they've been through a spiritual transformation and they know who they are as an energetic being having a human experience. This is all about coming together and shining your light as this beautiful, beautiful couple, and then moving forward as an example to the rest of the world as we go into the 5D. Now, Gemini, this is repairing the space between feeling separate and unworthy, either with ourselves or with another relationship in our life. And we are one with Source, and we are understanding now that we lack absolutely nothing. And we've also got the 3 of Wands. You have been waiting for the arrival of your chariot. There's an opportunity to have an adventure, to travel, to obtain freedom. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse reinforces for the second time that this is a breakthrough that's emerging within you, within us. And thoughts of travel are definitely in the near future. You see your bags are packed on the doorstep. You're waving to the driver. I'm over here. I'm waiting and ready to go on this adventure. We can't have our new adventures until we've done our healing, because we don't want to get involved with somebody and have our darkness that we had not embraced or healed yet or forgiven ourselves for spill on to another person. Being self-aware and walking around on the planet as a human being means that you take responsibility for your interactions with other people and how you treat other people and how you treat yourself. And that's what we're coming into the awakening of. We're realizing that we're not separate from Source and we're not separate from other. Just think of us as we are one cell in the heart of Source. Think of your heart as Source or the Creator, the light, the universe, God, whatever labeling you'd like to put on it. Whatever that source is, we are one shining cell in that source. But we're all part of each other. We're not separate from each other. We make up the whole. Our cells are not separate from us, they're part of us. What type of adventure are we going on here, Gemini? What experiences are we going to choose to have next now that we're repairing this divide within ourselves or within a relationship? And we've got the King of Swords. And if you look at this King of Swords, this is a divine masculine energy. He's got brown hair, possibly a brown beard, but you can see with the Knight of Swords that, sometimes he shaves it off. So I remember my father used to go between, furry in the winter and then comb it down a little bit in the summer so it's a little cooler. But this divine masculine energy, not gender, is taking action to come charging in to speak their truth. So the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords is all about speaking truth. Swords are about our communications and thoughts. Maybe this king has been the trigger to heal a situation, or this king has been triggered to come in and heal the situation after he realized he was sitting in guilt and shame and failure and looking at all his past faux pas as guiltful and shameful because he had not had a positive outcome. He hadn't been able to manifest the desires that he wanted. So I asked the universe, what is this truth he aims to speak? What is the truth? And I've got the High Priestess, number 11. And it's a secret, and the future is yet to be revealed. So the universe is kind of funny, not really wanting to tell me. But the High Priestess can also mean that this King of Swords sees the Gemini as their High Priestess, as their person. Or reverse, Gemini, this could be your king. He sees the High Priestess as a soulmate and a life partner, and this person fills in the gaps and misses pieces of your life, and that feeling is mutual, but you can't come together if you're not whole. You're not coming into the relationship in a state of lack. The twins come in whole and healed, so then they can create their own thing together, but they still have their balanced and healthy separateness. I always talked about a relationship or the person I wanted to, co-create with just needed to be the icing on the cake. I wasn't asking them to come in and add the eggs or add the flour or the sugar. I got that part down. I've done the mixing. I've baked the cake. My life is whole. It's beautiful. It's complete. But I always looked at, that notorious relationship, that soulmate connection as the icing as on the cake, never realizing that, you'd step into a twin flame journey. And talking about the icing on the cake, that's like, whew. All right, so think about that. So if you were that person that always sat back and really knew that there was one relationship for you, something special that you were going to experience in your life. And maybe after you got past the delusions of the knights in shining armor and the Rapunzel let down your hair and the Cinderella, once you get past that, it may not look the same. It may not be someone comes sweeping in. The universe gives you an opportunity to heal yourself and get yourself into a position where you're ready for a healthy, beautiful relationship like that, because you've learned all the karmic lessons. You've done the healing. You're not going to go in and have all those negative factors that you've struggled with. So I think our goal in life is, what we don't realize is that relationship is attainable, but you have to be willing to do the work. And with these two soulmates or twin flames, there was a need to repair a divide. Forgiveness is symbolized by the shoe boot string that can be sewn, bringing the two halves together, transforming separateness into wholeness. So a spiritual awakening is first transforming your separateness and understanding that you're not separate from source, that you're just a cell in the heart of source. You're one, you're connected, you're not separate. And it's about bringing your relationship with yourself into this wholeness where you're not lacking, you're not sitting in guilt, fear, or shame. You've forgiven yourself for the past mistakes. And then you have the opportunity to, when the two are whole and the two are healed, to magnetize back together and start their union journey. You've never been separated from your twin either if you're a twin flame. You can't be. You're the same soul split in two, having a separate experience in a human vessel. You're the same soul. You have the same core frequency. You have different experiences and different personalities, but at the heart of it, your core soul frequency is the same. And if you have any questions about the twin flame journey and this has sparked your attention, Gemini being the twins and all, check out Sacred Soul Rising Cat. She really, really explains this as an energy, as an energetic connection. Check out Aphrodite University. That's two twin flames in union, and she is really, really simple and instrumental in explaining these things. But don't, if you think you're on a twin flame journey, go on it by yourself. It is one of the most divinely orchestrated, complicated processes or puzzles a soul can go through. It's like if you picked to go on a twin flame journey, you're pretty much a advanced warrior badass soul, especially coming down here knowing that we're shifting in frequencies, and it's all hands on deck. Let's get down there, let's get these unions together, let's do our healing. So this is where each step secured another puzzle piece into place, where you're getting a better view of the bigger picture, one piece at a time, one wound at a time, one wrong mindset, one defense mechanism. Through this process of spiritual awakening, we go step by step by step, and the universe leads us. You don't go looking for it. You don't go looking for your twin flame. When you're at a certain frequency and you're doing some healing, you draw in your twin flame. You match frequencies so that you can connect, and then you can go on to the next part of your journey. And a lot of times that means separation, because the healing has to be done. So we're healing self-worth wounding that comes from abandonment and rejection during our lifespans. And once healed, the twins can firmly plant their roots together. This King of Swords is taking action to speak his truth, the truth that he sees this twin flame as a high priestess. So let's ask, what is this king going to say? What is the truth he's going to speak to the high priestess? Energetically, it seems to me like she's kind of known intuitively all along that this day was coming. And we've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, meaning that the three divine masculines working together, this is reverse, shows that at a time they're working against each other and may not be in alignment or no longer on the same frequency for what they desire to accomplish or manifest. So you find on your spiritual awakening that as you grow and as you heal, the universe will bring to your attention what things in your life are out of alignment for you to move forward. Whether it's an addiction or whether it's bad habits, or whether it is karmic relationships, or whether or not it's a group of friends that you're just no longer resonating with. I mean, half my friends disappeared within a year and a half. We weren't even speaking the same language anymore. So you definitely go through a time of isolation where the universe leads you to this point where if the group of friends or buddies you're hanging out with not leading you where you want to go, it's going to become very clear. And it looks like this King of Swords may tell this group that he's preferring to go it alone. This Three of Pentacles in the reverse might suggest that the third party situation is or will be generating conflict in your partnership. You have such an important mission with your twin flame in this incarnation right now, because we're ascending. We're coming up to this crescendo of this shift in frequency that everybody's getting ready for, and the twin flames are part of what happens after the shift. So a lot of us are having to make choices on who and what we're going to allow into our life and how we're going to clear the slate in order to focus our attention on what our soul's purpose and mission is. And that's what we are being aligned to do. So this King of Swords may have had a group of other divine masculines. They may have been working together, only for it to fall apart or time out, or realize that I'm not getting the return of investment in putting my energy into whatever this is that this group of people were doing together or trying to accomplish. Where our attention goes, our energy flows. So if we've got all of our energy on this project or whatever this is that, we're accomplishing with others, that may be a deterrent from our soul's purpose and mission, and the universe wants us to get that in line and get that in check. Weird that the twin flame stuff is coming up today, but just roll with me. So the king also might have talked about, I've got a queen of swords, how he allowed other people to come in who maybe were manipulating or resentful or even bitchy with their words or with the tactics that they used in regards to this divine masculine. We're seeing a lot of readings where the Queen of Swords in the reverse or the Queen of Cups in the reverse, there's a lot of times a dominating figure in the divine masculine's energy, a lot of times a mother, but this could be a friend or this could be a sister or whoever this is. Doesn't necessarily have to be a feminine, but it is someone who is manipulating and has the divine masculine's ear that is resenting possibly that they could be part of a beautiful relationship like this, of something unique, that this divine masculine will be drawn away from this divine feminine energy and no longer kind of be at their beck and call. You know, this could be an energy of someone that doesn't want to lose a friendship, doesn't want their buddy to go off and get with a woman, even though they may be married themselves. They want their divine masculine to be single and hanging out with all the dudes because that's fulfilling something within them. Whether it's a mother or a friend in both of these cases, this is a manipulative energy that is looking out for themselves, not looking out, number one, for their best friend and what's best for them, but it's definitely not looking out for what's best for the greatest and highest good for all of us. So any relationships we're in that, you know, have an example of jealousy, envy, control, manipulation, you're going to see them get wiped right out. They're going to be gone. It doesn't matter how hard you try to hold on to them or how bad you feel that they're not in your life anymore. If they don't align with you, they are gone. So now we've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, causing this king to reassess his priorities and goals. And as we saw with the Three of Pentacles, this is reevaluating where he wanted to spend his time and energy. And the Four of Cups says that feeling awful that they had turned someone away that maybe had offered them a cup of love. And he's admitting that, you know, this may have been the divide in the card that says repairing something, the forgiveness that's needed. He has deep regret that this may have been a missed opportunity, opening in the veil between them, between the twin flames, between the soulmates. You know, this could have been the reason why. This could have been outside influences directing a divine masculine, and this is just energy, not gender. You know, you don't want to deal with that. Oh, don't look at her. Don't pay attention to her. Knowing that their ulterior motive was to keep this person's energy for themselves because of their feelings of lack or insecurity or attachment or unhealthy codependency. Let's ask the universe. You know, I know this kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit longer than what I wanted, but Gemini, this was an interesting reading that just kind of blurted out. And the universe, I want to ask, you know, what does the universe say? What's the 411? What should we take out of this? And we've got the moon, card number 18 in the reverse, and number 9, the 9 of wands. So 99 is 18. Interesting. The moon. All right. Our blue moon energies. This is about breakthroughs. This is about aha moments. This is about people finally understanding something they couldn't understand. And with it in the reverse, this is saying that the situation had negative influences causing this possibly divine masculine, this King of Swords, to stay in a low energy vibration. You know, he was being influenced by fears, confusion, anxiety. You know, this is the opposition that they had been dealing with, all these negative influences, putting their 2 cents in about a situation totally out of what's best for them, not what's best for the divine masculine. You know, that greedy, manipulative undertone, or, well, if I say this or I do that, you know, I'll keep them around a little longer, I'll keep them closer. Card 18, you know, this energy is subsiding, it's clearing. The healing that's been done, the string that's going to bring these two together, and the King of Swords that's rushing in, taking action, wanting to speak his truth. You know, this is a clearing energy. The 9 of Wands says that, you know, maybe you're weary from this battle. I see here how when you have a divinely orchestrated connection, you have a lot of forces that come up against you. In a lot of sense, they're there to challenge you in a good way, you know, to make sure that you wake up, to make sure that you do your healing, you know. So you can't look at those people with any type of anger or understanding or think that they're not worthy. Their part of the process was to piss you off. But this 9 of Wands, you know, they're ready to fight. They're determined in the face of adversity. energy, these two both stood strong. It takes two people wanting this, recognizing it, fighting for it. They persevered and fought through the hard times. And once you get through and once you see this relationship for what it really is, it's a connection like no others. It's not about like a soulmate connection or a karmic relationship. It's a divinely orchestrated, energetic connection. And as you go on this journey, you become enlightened. The moon reveals and gives us breakthroughs of things we weren't seeing. It took me a very long time to see that there was other influences having a direct reflection on my ability to get along and get to know and understand my twin flame. I couldn't see that at first. But with the Ten of Swords and the Devil, what's ending is that there are no more sleepless nights for these two. No more devil energy, no more obsessions, no more allowing others to control or negatively influence their lives. You have to shield. When you come into union, be prepared to shield. Be prepared to know that it's you and your twin flame, and you have got this bubble of protection around you, and the universe is going to guide you. But you have to keep your boundaries up. You have to be discerning about who's coming in your life and whether or not they're going to have a negative or positive influence. Sometimes this is even, your parent, where they just have such a mindset that is so old and so unevolved that you are not speaking the same language anymore. And when you get like that, that's when you have shifted. That's when you're no longer in the 3D. You're rising up into the 4D, and you're kind of bouncing in between the 4th and the 5th. And you'll know when you're in the flow. You'll know when you're in that state. And when you come and you deal with people that are in a negative energy or a low energy, it feels draining. The Four of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, and I'm sorry this reading is long, but no longer holding on or being attached to people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment or resonate with us. The Five of Wands is no more conflict, no more battles. So this is healing, getting our roots planted, using that string that tied the divide together between the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. This is bringing them back into union, clearing out the people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment and resonate with us. And as we can see here in these blue moon energies, that this King of Swords, this divine masculine, is on the move to a divine feminine who's had her bags packed, and she's been waiting. She's been waiting for this moment. She's been waiting for these things to align. She's been waiting for the universe and spirit guides to align the pieces so that these two can come into union. And my final message is that the truth sets you free. When you understand who you are as an energetic being having a human experience, it will set you free. When you understand that you have a divinely orchestrated soul connection that you planned before you incarnated here so that you could be part of this spiritual awakening, part of our planet, our galaxy, our universe, ascending and entering a new frequency, and that you are a twin flame as part of that journey to raise that frequency. There is freedom in that. There is freedom in understanding that you have a soul, a very, very important soul's mission, being in service to others and being based in the unconditional love, with the source being in the center, source light, our creator being in the center of those connections. And if you enjoyed this reading, like, sharing, and subscribing helps this channel grow. I appreciate that so much. Sorry it was a little long. I could have split it into two, but I'm just getting it done today. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day with these blue moon energies. Go out there. If you haven't checked out my manifesting video yet, 7 steps how to do it under the super blue moon. I'm utilizing that process myself. Go check that out. You'll see a card pop up at the end. And we will see you at your next reading, Gemini. Peace.